Morning, everyone. So, seeing as I'm on the orders of bed rest and I'm currently sat in bed and I've watched about 10 episodes of Gotham, and I don't think I can watch any more just yet. I've did a little bit of research last night, and it was research into like the age of which women are offered mammogram testing, and I was quite shocked, if I'm quite honest, that especially in like more developed countries like the UK, the USA, Europe, or parts of Europe, they only actually give ladies of the age of 45 plus. That's when you have to go for a mammogram annually, and in some cases the earliest age that you are asked to go for one is actually 50, which to me, I don't I mean, for me going through it now, I don't think that's right, especially the fact that I also found that breast cancer is quite common in young people, so why they're only doing testing for women over 45, I do not know. What I did discover though is that in China, they actually test women from 35, so that's a whole 10 years younger. And I understand that, again, I'm only 28, but still 10 years younger. That's massive. That's amazing. So really, I just want to put a question across to see if anybody agrees that like an age limit should be brought down, or if there should be no age limit at all, and you can start going for annual checks whenever you feel ready or whenever you want to. One of the things that did annoy me whilst I was doing my research though is that I was on a website and I was having a read through at some medical terms and medical notes and what have you from a report that was done in, I think it said 2013, maybe 2014. So not that long ago. But I discovered that some physicians actually believe that annual testing is not essential. Well, where does that come from? Of course it is essential. Like, if 1 year you don't have anything, what do you just leave it for 5? Do you just leave it for 5 and then come back and say, oh, I discovered a lump? No, I think you should have to consent to go in for a yearly check, especially with it being as common as it is. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense if you say no to annual checks, and you say no to women under a certain age. Surely that, with all the statistics and the percentages that are coming through now for young women, or young men and women, coming out with breast cancer, then surely at some point you're going to put the age limit down. And I'm hoping that it does not take 10 years, 20 years, 30 years for this to happen, because it is becoming more and more and more frequent that it is coming out. And it kind of hit a bit of a I don't know the right word to put it, because I was obviously upset reading that some people don't think that these mammograms are essential, but then my upset turned into being quite annoyed and quite angry at that these people that are medically trained and are supposedly clever and educated individuals look at these statistics and say, now they don't need to be checked on an annual basis. The age limit is fine at 45. Well, no, it's obviously not. It is obviously not. The UK give women from 40 to 44 a choice to go for annual checks. Well, I don't understand. I mean, I don't know. A choice or mandatory? I think for me personally, I'm not saying that this is everybody's choice or everyone's opinion, but for me, I think that it should be mandatory from 40. If that is the limit if that is the only age limit they are going to do, then 40 is definite. It should be mandatory. However, on the grand scheme of things, I think that the age limit should be brought down. I've spoken to women since I started my breast cancer journey, as young as 23, 24, that have got or had breast cancer. So I think it should be brought down. It should be brought down to at least 25 for now. And then it should be re-evaluated, and then you can do tests and you can find out your research and statistics to then discover what age bracket is affected the most profoundly, and it should be looked at. So for argument's sake, if it's from 19 to 23, then it should be lowered. It should be lowered. I also think that cervical screening, I know we're going completely off chart here, but cervical screening should be brought down. Should be brought down. It's absolutely ridiculous that it's not. And I think that people being as scared about going for cervical screening need to be more educated. I think it needs to be talked about and discussed, and I think that people like myself, I would be quite happy now, especially now that I am going through this myself. I would be more than happy to go into colleges or universities, and that's aiming at people from 16 to 21 if they go straight from college. But it can be up to any age at university. So of course I'd be more than willing to go in and prance about and make sure that people understand and know how to check and know the importance of checking. This is one of the things that I have been looking into doing. I'm going to be getting in touch with a couple of the colleges and universities that are kind of within the vicinity for me, as I don't drive at the moment. But I'm going to be asking if at some point, if part of the health and social side, like the health and social departments, can assist me and can maybe get me in, and I can go in and speak to people and just make them aware, because I don't think it's discussed openly enough at the moment. So this is quite a long video, which I'm not used to doing. And I feel like things need to be brought to light a bit more. I don't think things should be hidden and just kind of shoved away in a box in the corner right at the back on the top shelf. I think that enough is enough, and I think that people definitely need to start discussing things in more depth and making sure that people aren't scared. Mammograms, yeah, do you know what? They're slightly uncomfortable, but didn't hurt me going for my mammogram. They made sure that it didn't hurt me. And the only reason that I cried is because I knew exactly what the outcome was going to be. Because previous to that, in my ultrasound, the sonographer decided to use the word shadow in front of me. So of course I knew what it was. Of course I knew that it was cancer. But my whole mammogram did not hurt. So I do not want people to be scared of going and asking for mammograms, because they're not uncomfortable. Well, no, sorry, they are uncomfortable. They don't hurt. They're not agony. They're not excruciating pain. And for the sake of 60 seconds, one whole minute of being uncomfortable and possibly living 70 odd years later, I think it's important. The same goes for cervical screening. It is 30 to 60 seconds of being uncomfortable. Yeah, it is uncomfortable, but it's better than finding out you've got cervical cancer. That's the way I look at it. And if you go and you have got it, they can put things into place. If you go too late and they may not be able to put anything together for you, then what do? So I'll leave you with that. I'd appreciate comments and thoughts on both, actually, both breast cancer and cervical cancer and little things that I've discussed. And I understand that everybody has their own personal opinion, and I hope you can appreciate that I obviously have my own personal opinion. I don't, if people do comment, I don't particularly want any nastiness or telling people that they're wrong or telling me that I'm wrong, because I am extremely open to hearing what you've all got to say about anything, about all different types of cancers. So thank you very much for watching, and I understand that 10 minutes, nearly 11, is quite a long time, but yeah, if you can see it through, drop us a comment, and I look forward to reading what you've got to say. Alright, I'll speak to you all in a bit. Bye.